Hey there, Writing Workshop. Thank you for your patience with me in our last video. I didn't think that word choice would take me as long as it did to teach, but it is such a valuable lesson on trying to clear up those errors in our writing, especially as we prepare our college application essays this week. I should note that for word choice, I normally spread out that very lesson over 6 weeks or so. I usually spend about 2 weeks on nouns, 2 weeks on verbs, 2 weeks on adjectives and adverbs. I had to condense it down to one lesson just to make sure that we are making good pace in our class here. So once again, I'm going to be identifying word choice errors all over the place in your college application essays, as well as in the rest of the Who I Am essays that I'll be working on grading today and tomorrow too. Right now, you're watching through the college application essay update. I mainly want to make sure that we're all on the same page when it comes to writing these essays this week. This week is a drafting week. I really don't have a whole lot of assignments for us this week. I know I need to give you guys time and space to write. I know some of you are still catching up on last week as well. Really, the rest of this week is for drafting college application essays. We're going to focus on editing and publishing next week, once we're back in person. I'm also going to give you guys a grammar quiz as part of our next lesson. That quiz is going to be ACT style, so every question is going to be a sentence with an underlined portion. Within those underlines, there's going to be some sort of basic usage error, like a spelling error, or a capitalization error, or a comma mistake, those kinds of things. I'll also throw a couple of vocabulary and word choice questions your way too. As a reminder, on ACT questions, no choice is an option, so some of those sentences are going to be correct as is. I'll lead you through that a little more as part of our next lesson. I'm going to try to keep this video short just because the last one was so long. Let's do a quick update on the college application essay. So this is the same timeline that I gave you in our last lesson, just modified a little bit to accommodate for time. So far, you guys have finished your essay proposal discussions. If you haven't done so yet, please do so ASAP. I'm going to be double checking those today to give you feedback. And I'm actually going to look at my comments for you guys in just a moment here. I am finished with feedback on those essay proposals. So if you've turned yours in already, you can look at my feedback and get some guidance on where to go next as you draft in Word Online. Who I Am essays, I am still working on. It has taken me forever to make a dent in those, but my goal for today and tomorrow is to crank through them. I would say if yours is not graded yet, take a look at it maybe later this evening to see if you can get some feedback on those. Your Who I Am essay is probably pretty similar to your college application essay, depending on the prompt you chose, so it's a good idea to look at your feedback on those essays to see those areas to improve on your college app essay as well. This week are all drafting days for the college application essay. I'll be available in Teams once again, so probably the best way to get one-on-one help is to give me a quick video chat in Teams. We can share screens and look at your essay together. The 21st is no classes. I'll be at freshman orientation, so that's a great day for you to self-edit, so you're done drafting your application essay by the end of the weekend. Maybe give yourself a little bit of time to rest and not worry about your essay, but then take a day to self-edit, make corrections, make revisions as you want. The 22nd through the 25th is next week. First day is in person. I'm going to set up Teams meetings for small groups of you to peer edit each other's college application essays, just as an option for you. The essay is not due until 11:59 p.m. on Friday. That way we can troubleshoot any sort of issues in class as well, if you're having trouble turning in or finishing your essay. I have attached the prompts here once again if you need to see them. But the main thing I want to look at now is feedback, to get you guys started on where to go in your essays. Let's go back to Writing Workshop. All right, so we're back in Writing Workshop right here. I'm going to go into past work. Two options, actually. You can either go to grades. I can't click on Gradebook because it'll show you everyone's grades. If you click on grades, you can find your proposal that way, or you can go past work. Week of September 7th is last week. I think it's in day 6 where we started it. Looks like someone's completed one for me to comment now. That's awesome. So the way that you can find feedback for your own, you'll see a speech bubble in this upper right-hand corner you can click on for my feedback. I've also left just a really basic comment under everyone's. So in the grading comment, I'm talking more specifically about grammar and about some of the errors that I see. In the comment that I left under your post, so my reply to your post, it's more or less just clarifying questions to keep you guided. So let's see, I just want to use one as an example right here. I'll use Mia's as an example just because I see it right here. One thing I really like about Mia's is that she's putting a different spin on the failure prompt. A lot of you are writing about that prompt, which is awesome. Mia's putting an interesting spin by talking about how it was someone else's failure, someone else's setback, that affected her life. That's an interesting and risky, or it's an interesting and creative risk that she can take that I think is going to make her essay stand out. One thing that I noted for her are some grammar notes as well. So within this post, there's a few grammatical errors that Mia can correct. I don't want to broadcast those to the entire world, so those are inside of her grading comment. Fixing those here helps, but being able to fix those in her real essay helps even more. I know one thing a lot of you, or one suggestion I made for a lot of you in both classes is being specific. So like in Ashanti's right here, I love how she talks about the comeback, because that prompt is largely about how you bounced back from failure and what you learned as a result. Ashanti, among many other people, wasn't very specific about what setback she plans to write about. I'm sure she has that in her head, but I want to make sure we're clear that this prompt is asking for a specific failure, a specific moment, a specific instance. So once again, pay attention to the feedback that I gave you. Use that as guidance for you. Check your grading comment in the speech bubble for some little nitty-gritty grammar comments as well to give you guidance as you move forward. The other thing to look at is your Who I Am essay. And once again, I still have a number of these to grade, so if I'm not done with yours by the time that you get to it, I apologize. You should be able to check back later tonight or early tomorrow morning to get a chance to look at that. That too can give you guidance as you draft. I'm going to go there real quick. Again, easiest way is in your gradebook, but I'm just going to go through past work to find it. Found it. I apologize. It took me a little while to find that. It's inside the Day 4 folder if you're going that route. Who I Am essay. Now this is what my gradebook looks like on Turnitin. It tells me everyone's essays. The red ones are just saying that they're uploaded late. I'm not super worried about that for the sake of virtual learning, those kinds of things. But by clicking into the essays, I can actually see them. I know I've commented on D'Avion's, so I'm just going to look at his real quick. I'm also choosing to look at his because his was not bad, so I don't feel necessarily bad looking at his. And this is what feedback kind of looks like on Turnitin.com. One thing I forgot to do for D'Avion is leave him a voice comment. I'll do that in a bit. But there are 3 layers to look at. The blue layer is my comments. Notice that there are a lot of them. It's just because I'm thorough. On this essay especially, I want to make sure I give you lots of feedback on what's going well and what you should work on. The red layer is similarity. That's how Turnitin looks for plagiarism. It thinks that this sentence is plagiarized. I've been working at Chick-fil-A for about 1.5 years. It's not plagiarized. That's just a coincidence. I found in general that if this percentage is lower than like 20%, it's usually not instances of bad plagiarism. It might be a missed citation or something like that, or in this case, a coincidence. I usually turn this off. The purple layer is ETS. That's automatic grammar checking. ETS is not the best grammar checker in the world. It did catch the subject-verb agreement error that I left in there. But it'll also tell you that, like, D'Avion's name is misspelled. So I already ruled out some of the ones that it got wrong. What D'Avion can do is click on these individual blue speech bubbles to see my feedback in specific spots on his essay. That's going to give him ideas on what to improve on moving forward, as well as what he did well. So, for instance, I think I noted for his topic sentences that his topic sentences are excellent. So, I'm a hardworking man being only 17 is a great way to start a paragraph. I'm a high honor roll student. Great way to start a paragraph. So I'm mixing in positive comments as well as fixes that you should look at as well. One thing I forgot to do for D'Avion is leave him a voice comment. I may or may not get to those on these essays, but I'm definitely going to do them on college application essays. To see a voice comment, if I left one, you should just be able to click maybe feedback summary, and then you'll see this little recorder right here where you can hear my voice comment if I leave you one. We'll see if I get to those today. I want to start by making sure that these are actually graded first. So once again, as you start drafting your essay in Office 365 this week, look at the feedback I put on your proposal, because I'm asking guided questions to make sure that you're covering your bases in this essay. Make sure that you're looking at your feedback on your Who I Am essay, because it's rather similar to your college application essay. A lot of the error patterns that I'm noting in these essays are going to be similar to the ones that you might be tempted to use in your college app essay. A lot of the things that are going well in these essays you'll want to replicate in your college application essay as well. Again, hit me up in Teams if you need help at all this week. I want to be as available as possible as you guys work through these essays. One last thing you should know, because I had a question about this morning. Your essay is due at the end of next week. I know that doesn't give us enough time to draft 2 drafts of this essay, but what I'll be doing is grading them and then giving you probably a month To revise your essay for a higher grade. For this first essay, I'll allow you to revise up to 3/4 of what you missed. So if you get a 60 out of 100, which is an F, technically 60%, on your college application essay, that would mean that you can recover up to 30 points back. Well, 60 plus 30 is 90. 90 out of 100 is a 90% B+. So you have a lot of propensity to improve this essay, especially since we're starting it so early in the semester. I don't want you to freak out about drafting on this one, because you will have a chance to improve it in time for the second grade report of the semester. Happy writing. Again, hit me up in Teams if you need me.